Hey, have you ever looked up at the sky on a clear day and just wondered? Not about your to-do list or what's for dinner, but something bigger, something cosmic? Well, today we're going to play a little thought experiment, one that sounds like science fiction, but actually reveals just how fragile and how miraculous our existence really is. Here's the question. What if the sun suddenly disappeared? Not in a billion years. Not when it runs out of fuel and swells into a red giant. I mean right now. 1 second it's there, shining, warming, holding the solar system together. And the next, gone. Poof, vanished, like someone flipped a switch in the universe. Now, before you panic, don't worry. This can't actually happen. Physics doesn't work that way. Mass and energy can't just blink out of existence. But imagining it? That's where things get fascinating. So let's walk through what would really happen, second by second, hour by hour, day by day, if our life-giving star just disappeared. First, nothing happens for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. That's right. You'd still see the sun in the sky. You'd still feel its warmth. Birds would keep singing. Your coffee would steam in the morning light. Why? Because light and gravity don't travel instantly. They move at the speed of light, about 186,000 miles per second. And since Earth is roughly 93 million miles from the sun, it takes sunlight 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us. So for that entire time, life goes on like normal. The horror hasn't even begun. Then, total darkness. At the 8-minute 20-second mark, the sun winks out of the sky. Not like sunset, not like an eclipse. It's instant. One moment, daylight. The next, pitch black even at noon. The moon vanishes too, because it only shines by reflecting sunlight. Stars you've never seen before appear, crystal clear, in a sky now free of glare. But it's not just dark, it's silent in a way we've never known. No dawn chorus, no rustling leaves in the breeze, just stillness. And that's when Earth stops orbiting, because gravity also travels at light speed. So for those same 8 minutes and 20 seconds, Earth keeps curving around the point where the sun was. Then, suddenly, the invisible tether snaps. We stop turning, we stop circling, and we go flying off in a straight line into the freezing void of interstellar space at 67,000 miles per hour. We're not falling, we're drifting, alone. Now, what about temperature? You might think we'd freeze instantly, but Earth is surprisingly good at holding on to heat. Our atmosphere and oceans act like a giant thermal blanket. In the first 24 hours, average global temperatures drop to about 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. Within a week, we're down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 18 degrees Celsius. Most people without shelter or power wouldn't survive this long. After a month, the average surface temp hits negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 73 degrees Celsius. Within a year, around minus 240 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 150 degrees Celsius. Eventually, Earth stabilizes near minus 400 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 240 degrees Celsius, just a few degrees above absolute zero. But here's a twist. The oceans don't freeze solid right away. The surface forms a thick ice crust within weeks, maybe months. But beneath that, liquid water could survive for thousands, even millions of years, warmed by heat from Earth's molten core. That's where life might hold on the longest. Speaking of life, what happens to us? Plants die first. Photosynthesis stops the moment sunlight vanishes. Within days, crops wither. Forests go dormant, then die. The base of the food chain collapses. Herbivores starve. Carnivores follow. Humans, we'd last longer thanks to stored food, technology, and ingenuity, but not by much. Cities would descend into chaos within days. Power grids fail, water pumps stop, heating systems shut down. Most people would die from cold, hunger, or societal collapse within weeks. But not everyone. Deep underground, in places like former missile silos, research stations, or specially built bunkers, small groups might survive. Using nuclear reactors or geothermal energy, they could power lights, grow food with artificial LEDs, and recycle air and water. It wouldn't be easy. It wouldn't be comfortable. But it's possible. Think of it like a real-life snowpiercer, minus the train, and with a lot more duct tape. What about the rest of the solar system? Total chaos. Mercury and Venus, now dark, frozen rocks, drift off into space. Mars loses what little atmosphere it has as gases freeze and fall as snow. Jupiter and Saturn, their massive storms would slow, their cloud bands fade, but their internal heat might keep their icy moons, like Europa and Enceladus, warm enough for subsurface oceans to persist. Those moons could become the last havens for microbial life in our solar system. But without the sun's gravity, every planet, moon, asteroid, and comet flies off in its own direction. The solar system, as a structured, orbiting family, ceases to exist. We'd all become cosmic orphans. And here's the loneliest part. No one would ever know. Any radio signals we send after the sun vanishes would be faint, scattered, and drowned out by cosmic noise. Even if intelligent life existed nearby, which we have no evidence for, they'd have no reason to look in our direction. Earth would become invisible, silent, forgotten. We'd vanish from the universe not with a bang, but with a whisper. But wait, could any life survive long term? Maybe. Not humans, but extremophils, those tough little microbes that live near deep-sea hydrothermal vents, don't need sunlight at all. They get energy from chemicals in Earth's crust through a process called chemosynthesis. These organisms could keep thriving for hundreds of millions of years, long after the surface is a frozen wasteland. In fact, they might outlive the sun itself, even in this nightmare scenario. So, in a strange way, life would endure. Just not our kind of life. Now, let's bring it back to reality. This scenario, it's impossible. The sun can't just disappear. It would violate the most fundamental laws of physics, conservation of energy, mass, momentum. Stars don't vanish. They evolve. They age. They die slowly, beautifully, over billions of years. But asking what if isn't about predicting the future. It's about appreciation. Because this thought experiment shows us something profound. We are not separate from the sun. We are part of it. Every breath you take, every bite of food, every drop of water, it all traces back to that glowing sphere in the sky. The sun powers the climate, drives the water cycle, creates the oxygen we breathe through plants, and sets the rhythm of our days. Without it, Earth is just a cold, dark rock tumbling through infinity. So, the next time you step outside and feel the warmth on your skin, pause for a second. That light left the sun over 8 minutes ago. It traveled 93 million miles just to reach you. And in that moment, you're touching a star. If this blew your mind, and hey, it should, give this video a thumbs up. Share it with someone who loves space or deep questions, or just needs a reminder of how amazing our little planet really is. Subscribe, Science Miggy, for more cosmic what-ifs that make you look up at the sky a little differently. And drop a comment below. What's the first thing you'd miss if the sun disappeared? Sunsets? Summer days? Just not freezing to death? Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay warm, and never take that sunshine for granted.